Hello everyone. So today we'll be learning about Bootstrap. Bootstrap is open source toolkit which will help us designing more beautiful and attractive websites. Its framework help you to design websites faster and easier. It includes HTML, CSS based design templates for typography, forms, button, tables. So let's see what is Bootstrap and how it works. This is codeplay.com. You can come here and it's online text editor. You can play around with codes. So let's see how Bootstrap works. Let's create a button using Bootstrap class. Bootstrap has inbuilt classes, like it has a class called btn, and let's write hello world. Now let's run. You can see the output here, and it's a simple hello world. It's nothing, it's not looking like button at all. Now let's add one more class, button dark, and run. See, it's dark now, so you can, the button is visible. Button was there but it was not visible, but as I added class dark, button dark, it's now visible. Now let's try button primary. There are so many button classes in the Bootstrap. So this is a primary, button primary. We can learn about Bootstrap classes from Bootstrap documentation. I'll be telling you this how. Now let's see outline dark, button outline dark. When I hover over this button, it becomes dark, and otherwise it's not. Let's try button or outline light, run, and you can see it's not visible, but when I hover over it, button becomes visible. So let's see one more class of Bootstrap, which is button large. Now our button will become large. Yeah, you can add as many classes you want to an element. Now this is getbootstrap.com. This is the open source toolkit where you can see lots of components. And let's head over to documentation of Bootstrap, where you can learn about several classes and components. You can search here whatever you want, like if I want to button component, or otherwise you can head over to component section and look for whatever component you want. Like I want buttons, so you can see there are several buttons, several classes like primary button, button primary, secondary, button success, and this is button danger. Let's try this button danger in our code play. Let's copy this button danger and let's paste into our code play. First of all, delete this class. Now let's run. You can see button danger. There are so many buttons, like, and let's see how we can use Bootstrap in our Sublime. Now how we can create websites using Bootstrap. So you can download. There are two ways of using Bootstrap in your website. When you create your website, let's create the folder in your desktop where we'll be extracting our Bootstrap when we'll download. So let's download. It will take a while. Yes, we have downloaded this zip file. Let's extract files in the folder we just created on the desktop. Desktop and Bootstrap folder. Okay, let's see. Let's head over to the folder Bootstrap, and here we have what we have just downloaded. We do not want JS right now, we want CSS. Let's copy this first file, and this is what we'll need. Rest of the things are not needed, so let's copy this, and you can paste wherever you want to create a website. I want to create website inside this folder only. Let's create some other folder called website inside this folder, or you can create another on the desktop as well. So like we used to paste CSS style CSS file, similarly we'll be using bootstrap.css. Here you can see there are so many classes: button, h1, h2, text area, input, labels, address, paragraph, caption. These are the classes we can use and we'll be using while creating website, and this will make our work more easier and more attractive. So drop down, and there are so many, so let's use this in our website. And first of all, save this file where your bootstrap.css file is, index.html. Now let's add HTML boilerplate. Title, let's say bootstrap. Alright, now let's create a button using Bootstrap classes as we just did in code play. Let's add class button, button primary, and we'll see this in our Google Chrome. But before that, I forgot to write hello world or some text here, so don't do such mistakes. Okay, let's write hello world here as a text, which will be displayed on your button. And now let's open this with Google Chrome. And why we have this simple button? Why Bootstrap is not enabled in our index.html? Because let's see, we haven't inserted bootstrap.css file into our index.html. So we have to do the same thing we used to do with our styles.css. It used to be in CSS file folder, so we used to write the location, but right now we are not having any CSS folder. We just copied it where index.html is. So its simple address is bootstrap.css. Now you can see it's working. Now let's see the another way of inserting Bootstrap in our file, in our index.html, and this is the method I prefer to do always, because it's better than inserting Bootstrap file whenever you are creating any website. Simply copy this link and paste it into your index.html inside your head tag whenever you create any website. And you can see JavaScript, jQuery links also. Right now we just want CSS link, but if we copy them and we paste them, there is no harm. This will not affect your website, but these links will be used in future, in coming future, in after few lessons we'll be implementing them also. So let's copy and paste them here, and let's see whether this works or not. So let's refresh, and it's still, you can see the button is still here, so it works. Now let's try some other class of button outline dark. Let's save and refresh. Now you can see this is working as well, and I prefer this method, and you can go the either way. Now let's head over to the documentation, and let's search for Jumptron. This is the another Bootstrap class. Here we can create something like a flex, or you can say header. You can simply copy this code and paste into your file, but let's see how this works. I'm simply writing div class Jumptron. It's better to check your spellings as to avoid your spelling mistakes, and it's better to copy the word. So let's copy this word and paste, and let's add some h1 hello world. Now let's save and see. Here we have created a Jumptron. So this is how Bootstrap works. There are number of classes we can use to customize, to style our website. So go through this documentation, and we'll be creating an awesome website using Bootstrap next lesson. So stay tuned and have a look over this